It was a startling moment in the ongoing regional tensions when the Houthi launched what they called the Palestine II missile, a hypersonic ballistic weapon reportedly capable of reaching speeds as high as Mach 16. At such blistering velocity, the missile was able to travel from Yemen to Israel in mere minutes, giving Israeli and allied defense systems very little time to react. What made this strike even more concerning was the missile's apparent ability to change course mid-flight, a capability likely achieved through a sophisticated skip gliding mechanism. This means that rather than following a traditional predictable arc, the missile could bounce along the edge of the atmosphere, shifting its trajectory in a way that complicates interception. Experts believe the missile wasn't purely hypersonic in the conventional sense, but had characteristics of what some call a semi-hypersonic design. This would still allow for sharp maneuvers during flight, far beyond what older ballistic models could manage. These kinds of mid-air changes wreak havoc on systems like Israel's Arrow 3 and the US-developed THAAD, which are built to predict and intercept based on expected flight paths. Additionally, there's speculation that the missile may have taken a lower-than-usual flight route, potentially slipping under the radar coverage that usually defends against high-altitude threats. This is the Houthi Palestine II. It was used for the first time based on Iran's advanced missile systems. Inside this missile is a hypersonic glide vehicle, which detaches and allows the missile to maneuver and glide at speeds between Mach 5 and 16. The missile has a range of around 1,500 kilometers, only slightly more than its predecessor, the Palestine I missile or Fatah I. What sets it apart from other ballistic missiles is its ability to accelerate outside the Earth's atmosphere, while its aerodynamic control surfaces enable steering to evade the famous Arrow missile's defense system made by Israel. The combination of extreme speed, sudden course changes, and possible stealth capabilities revealed a major vulnerability, even in one of the most heavily defended airspaces in the world. What this incident really drives home is that non-state actors are now gaining access to highly advanced weaponry that was once thought to be the domain of major powers. Yemen Houthi militant possessing a hypersonic missile represents a significant threat to both Israel and the United States Navy ships. To understand how the Houthi hypersonic missile works, we need to examine the functioning of Iran's missile technology and Israel's aero defense system. Now let's take a look how the Israeli defense system works. The Israeli defense system consists of 3 tiers. First up is the long-range aero missile defense system, which was designed specifically with Iranian missiles in mind. Each of these system rockets costs a few $1,000,000, and they can intercept missiles outside the Earth's atmosphere, resulting in enhanced protection. The second layer of defense is the so-called David Sling system, designed for taking out missiles and drones. Finally, the Iron Dome stops most short-range rocket attacks in Israel. Let's take a look at why the Iron Dome failed to intercept the Iranian ballistic missiles. Apart from discussing the multi-layered missile defense system, the Iron Dome itself has a range of around 40 miles, while the David Sling can intercept ballistic missiles up to a range of 180 miles. The top-tier Arrow anti-ballistic missile systems can target threats up to 1,500 miles away. According to reports, 180 ballistic missiles, which are possibly hypersonic as claimed by the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, were launched. Although the Arrow missile defense system successfully intercepted many missiles before they reached Israel, many still got through. The main problem behind the failure to intercept was after the detachment of the glide vehicle from the launcher. The glide vehicle can change its trajectory multiple times, which confused the Arrow missiles. This maneuver also bypassed the David Sling and finally the Iron Dome system, which is not designed to counter hypersonic missiles like the Fatah II model. As a result, the interceptor missed for targets and the glide vehicle landed on military bases where the $100 million F-35 jets were stationed. Let's examine the cost implications of a single day of missile attacks. Iran expended over $200 million by launching ballistic missiles along with drones, whereas the IDF spent $1 billion to defend itself. This includes the Arrow missile, which costs around $2.5 million. The David Sling costs around $1 million to produce, while the Iron Dome costs around $20,000 to $100,000 for a single missile, depending on inflation. By contrast, Iranian ballistic missiles cost around $200,000 each, and its drones only $20,000 to $50,000 each.